Hello, hello, hello. I gotta turn all my items off here. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. And today is wonderful Wednesday. Wonderful Wednesday with Tea and Truth. I'll be right back. I don't have my tea cup. All right. Here we are. I walked in here with nobody's cup. Woo! Y'all get on in here. Get on in here. Get on in this house. Come on in here. Come on in here. Ugh. Tell me how your week is going. Tell me how your week is going. And tag two people when you get in here. Tag two people when you get in. Tell me who you say hey so I know who you are. Tell me where you're watching from and what you're drinking. And get on in here with the baggage channel so we can get on started. Let me cut one off here. Woo. Tell me where you're watching from. Got a couple more minutes. Hopefully some people will show on up today. I know it is Wednesday. And you might just be having a little look that English. You might just be having a little struggle on you today because it is Wednesday and it is the middle of the week, and we are not close to the weekend as of yet. But it's on the way because your day, maybe your work day is about over, maybe you work late in the evening and your day is about starting. But you are way closer to the weekend than you were yesterday. How about that? How about that? I'm gonna give some people a chance to get on here. I know I was a little thrown off a few minutes ago. I was. So let's see who we can get on in this room. Ooh, why is my okay? You're doing a whole lot, keyboard. You're doing a whole lot, keyboard. Okay. Well, I tell you what, I don't mind. I don't mind putting a lecture out there for the people to just see. I do not mind. I do not have anybody on right at the moment. I'm gonna wait about one more minute because I really like talking to people while they're here. But if not, I will go ahead on and teach, and I might have a mighty replay crew though. That might be what's going on. I might have me a mighty replay crew. So it is 4:30. It is actually 4:32, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. My name is Karen Booth, and this is Tea and Truth. I am the baggage handler. Why do I call myself the baggage handler? Because I help you clear out your soul bag. Your soul is your mind, your will, your emotions, your intellect, and your imagination. And sometimes that soul that carries all of the memories and things like that. And so sometimes it can get cluttered with all of the things that have happened in life because life will certainly life, and you will draw from the experiences what you will draw. And so, with that being said, I teach these forgiveness sessions so that you can kind of help get that cleared out. So you can live a better life, so that you can live the life that God has called you to. So, with that being said, I'm going to get this teaching underway. Today, this week, we are back with in year 2026, and it is a new year. And so we're going to do some new freedom because we're not going to walk around with this same old unforgiveness, these same old grudges, these same old neck rolls and attitudes when you see somebody walk into the room that has offended you. So Monday we talked about what forgiveness truly is, which is a choice to stop allowing your feelings to be impacted and affected because you still hold hostility and ill will and anger towards somebody or something that has wronged, hurt, or harmed you, right? And we also said that, and that's the Merriam-Webster definition. We've also said that the biblical perspective of forgiveness means to release someone from owing you a debt. When every time you see them, you think, oh, they did this to me. Or like it was literal owing of a debt. If you read in the Bible about the king who forgave the debt of his servant, and then the servant went out and would not forgive someone who owed him way less than what he owed the king. So anyway, we'll talk about that another day. So we're talking about releasing of a debt, releasing of the need for somebody to come and beg for forgiveness and all these things. Because all of those things are not necessary to you choosing to forgive them, right? So today we have been talking about this week, we've been talking about what forgiveness is not. Right, yesterday we talked about what the forgiveness was not reconciliation. Hey, I got two people in. As you come in, tell me if you're watching live, or tell me you're watching live. As you come in, for the replay people, tell me if you're watching live, if you're watching on the replay, tell me where you're watching from. And since this is Tea and Truth, tell me what's in your cup. Hey, Tanisha, I know you've been working, man. I'm at 4:30 now. I'm 4:30 every day. That is what the Lord gave me. So 4:30 every day. And so in my cup is some peach and mint tea, same as yesterday. Right? And so today we are talking about forgiveness. Yesterday we said forgiveness was not reconciliation. Today we're talking about forgiveness is not trust. One of the reasons people struggle with forgiveness is because I believed it, and you probably do too. We believe that forgiveness means you have to trust the person, the entity, whatever, that hurt you again. It doesn't say that. in any definition. It doesn't say that. So by trusting them, by thinking that you have to trust them again, you feel unsafe. Okay, Tanisha. You feel unsafe because you think if they hurt me once and they haven't changed, then what would stop them from hurting me again? Well, honestly, nothing. So it feels dangerous. It feels unsafe. It feels foolish. It feels risky. It feels reckless. It feels all the things that you don't want to feel when you talk about, forgiving. So you stay guarded because you want to protect yourself. So when you when you confuse forgiveness with trust, you think it's being naive, it's reopening doors, it's ignoring wisdom because you think, well, that's stupid for me to trust them again after they act a whole donkey and hurt my feelings. And so you also hold your healing hostage. All of these things that we think forgiveness is, but it is not, keep us from healing emotionally. And it keeps us out of line with the will of God. So, what you must know is that, hey, Michelle, so it only lets me highlight a certain amount of times per week. And I don't, on my business page, I don't have the highlight function. So I don't know how to send out notifications from that. So I'm not sure. Like, I'm trying right now. Okay. It'll let me add my top fans, which I ain't got but two on my business page. Yeah. I don't know why. I have checked and I have checked. Everybody else says they can highlight all they want to. For whatever reason, mine says you can only highlight 3 times a week. I don't know. Maybe Facebook doesn't like me like that. Maybe we are not friends like that. I'm gonna tell you what it says. At some friends might receive notification. You can only use at highlight 3 times a week. That's what it says. I don't know why. I guess you can do highlight on my account, I guess, but and so I try to do it like Monday and Friday for sure, and then some other time. So anyway, so fix it, Jesus. So forgiveness is about release, but in the meantime, y'all please tag some people so that they can come in and watch. Even if it's even if it's on the replay, just tag them, come on in, because 4:30 is now the forgiveness family time, and it is it's tea time. It's tea time, right? So yeah, they restrict highlights. Mine is like that on my personal page. Okay, so forgiveness is about release. Trust is about evidence. Oh, let me turn my phone off because I'm hearing myself behind myself. That's not cute. Okay. Forgiveness is an internal choice. Hey, Sonia. Forgiveness is an internal choice that can happen independently of change in the other person. Forgiveness is an internal choice that happens independently of anybody else other than you. It doesn't, excuse me, it doesn't require anybody else's participation. It doesn't require anybody else's approval. It doesn't require anybody else's change. It doesn't require anybody's request for said forgiveness. All it requires is, you, hey TJ, you saying I forgive them. And sometimes you should, well, not sometimes, let me fix my mouth. You should ask the Lord to help you forgive them and make the choice and say, I forgive them. I choose to release. I choose to stop letting I choose to stop letting my feelings be impacted by my anger about what you did. And two, I'm going to release you from anything that I think you owe me, an explanation, an apology, a request for forgiveness, independent of anything. My forgiveness is not conditional upon you changing. Okay? Trust, however, is relational. It's rebuilt slowly, and it requires consistency and accountability. You can forgive completely and still not give access or reliance. That dude that did me real bad, I forgave him. And I actually was eventually able to wish him well somewhere else away from me. Because what I trust is he's not for me. And that's okay. Scripture shows us that trust is earned, not assumed. Even Jesus forgave freely, but did not entrust himself to everyone. Forgiveness releases the offense. Discernment governs boundaries. So you always have to be in communication with God because he will help you discern whether a person is safe or not to allow them back into close proximity of you. And I have learned that sometimes it's my own maturity that will, keep me. It's like, you know what? I know. I know that I will not say the right words, even though I have forgiven them. My feelings are not healed. And so I know my feelings are not healed. So it is very safe for me to keep myself somewhere else away from the person that hurt my feelings. Now, as I grow, as I mature, as my feelings heal, I say, okay, I can be around them. I can talk to them. I can have casual, surface level conversation with them. And still keep boundaries. And still, see, Lord, should I trust them? They don't look trustworthy. What do you think, Lord? Okay. Keep them at arm's length. Okay. And that's fine. That's fine because forgiveness does not equal trust. Forgiveness equals peace and healing. Forgiveness does not equal trust. Right? Now sometimes we how am I gonna put this? Wisdom is not the enemy of forgiveness. Wisdom can protect the healed place or the place that is healing, but don't let disobedience wrapped up as wisdom keep you from forgiving because you have the necessity of trust mixed up in there. Like if you think that forgiveness equals trust, and you think, well, it's just wisdom that I don't forgive them because then I have to do all this. That's not wisdom. That's disobedience, and you are not doing right. Okay. Put wisdom in its right place. Put wisdom in the place of, oh, let me seek God and see, does this person need to be in my life? And if they don't, baby, do what? Do some dust shaking off your shoes and go on with your life and go on and receive your healing. Okay? So being protective, being cautious of whether or not you trust someone who has done something harmful to you does not make you cold. It does not make you hard-hearted. It does not make you unloving. Society has taught that, well, if you done forgave them, then you ought to just be all right. You can be all right without them. And so don't let societal norms put you in the space of, oh, I have to sacrifice myself and let this relationship be what it was, when you don't have to do that. You are not cold. You are not hard-hearted. You are not unloving. You are not mean. You are not all the labels that people will put on you just because you choose to have peace in your life. Forgiveness heals the wound. Discernment protects that healing. Okay? So, yeah. Yes, I am keeping it under 20 minutes in this new season. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And so that is our lesson for today, is that forgiveness is not trust. Doesn't require trust, doesn't call for it. And even look, I'm good and married. I am good and married. And sometimes me and my husband have disagreements. And sometimes I have forgiven him, but sometimes I'm like, I don't trust you with that right now. See that boundary? Karen, will you let me, can I do such and such and such for you? Oh, I don't trust you with that right now, right? But then I said, okay, here, try it. And then, sure enough, the trust gets rebuilt. You just have to give it a chance. And since I'm in the covenant relationship with the person, you give it a chance, right? I'm not talking about no outlandish stuff. I'm not talking about no outlandish stuff. I'm talking about just normal relationship stuff where somebody does something, it hurts your feelings, they apologize, you forgive, and then you just take some time and you let that trust be rebuilt. Okay? Right. Because Stephen ain't doing no outlandish stuff. So just remember, forgiveness opens your hands. Trust decides what you hold again. You can forgive fully and still choose wisely. All right. All right. Are y'all tracking with me? Ain't nobody have nothing in that cup. I asked y'all nicely to tell me where you was watching from and tell me what's in your cup. And nobody put anything in there. I guess I'm the only one drinking today. So tomorrow, y'all have tea with me. Have tea with me. Or have a cup of something. Some water, some coffee, some tea, some juice, a smoothie. Bring a little snack. And join me in a little afternoon break and some tea and truth. Tanisha coming in ginger. Oh, I didn't see Tanisha's comment. I did not see it. She got ginger ale. Okay. Well, y'all, it must have got by me, Tanisha, because I didn't see it. Are you in the office today? So today. So hopefully, y'all, we're going to get this Calendly set up so I can do some one-on-one coaching for anybody that needs it. Tell a friend, tell a family member, tell a stranger. TJ got honey, water, and lemon. How are you doing, TJ? I hope you are feeling better. We'll keep you in prayer that your back will continue to heal. All right. Thank y'all for engaging. I will be back. Hey, Shaquilla. I will be back tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel with some more tea and truth. See y'all later.